All right. I wanted to let everybody know that audio quality will get better here soon. I ordered some gear for this video station to do YouTube stuff, live stream as we get through what I think is going to be a very fiery summer. And I almost got up at 3 in the morning and did this last night after talking to Deborah Jordan and thinking about this stuff and everything. Hold on, my wife's at the door. Always chaos around here. I'm on the air. All right. So anyway, now we've heard all these stories about Pete and the FBI and being an FBI informant and all that kind of stuff, and everybody can make up their own stuff, be stuff. I've seen that fax. Anybody can create a. I know there's a live snake out there. I'll deal with the live snake in a minute. Is it a rattlesnake? Jesus Christ, what the hell's a live snake doing on my porch in the middle of freaking February? Anyway, sorry again. This is my house. This is how it goes. I've been sitting here in silence, waiting for something to happen out there in not Nub or Knob or anyway Utah, and it's just waiting. So I go on air and immediately the chaos begins. Anyway, that's just kind of how it goes. Sorry, and I'll start over. Because I have to start over because I'm not even sure where the hell I was. So I talked with Deborah Jordan last night, and she told us that that they won't even give Pete Santilli bail. They won't even let him bail out. And of course, we've all heard the things, and I've seen the fax thing and all the other stuff, and I'm not a big fan of Pete, but I don't have to be a big fan of Pete. Nobody has to be a fan of Pete, And I made my voice very clear that whole dildo thing they did was the stupidest thing that could have ever did. It just made us all look like fools for the work that we were doing, and just kind of hurt it, in my opinion. And the reason I thought it hurt it was because of the fact that it went straight, they lampooned it on Saturday Night Live. Steve Colbert lampooned it. Several of the late night TV shows lampooned it. And it just kind of hurt the cause, and it pissed me off. And any of us out here doing very hard work and very expensive work, might I add, running reporters all over the country is not cheap, especially on a shoestring budget like my station has. And I mean seriously, shoestring budget. And but my concern at this point, beyond any of all this stuff that we're not sure if anybody can prove, is the fact that whether he is activist media or he's an asshole or whatever, I have absolutely never been not vocal about the fact I don't like Pete's reporting style. Hell, every single account I have is blocked from their chat room. For what reason? Some of it doesn't even make sense. They blocked me in their chat room for something I said in my chat room. I mean, really, give me a break. It's because I reposted. I posted in my chat room the thing that came off of out of the Stephen Colbert show that was like they posted. They were talking about this hashtag Pete Bag of Dick Santilli. So when we all work so hard to try to make a difference, and I guess everybody makes mistakes, and I really don't care about any of the conspiracy kind of thingies about this or that or hurt feelings or whatever. My personal opinion is, well, maybe he is a scoundrel, but I don't know. But the whole point is they arrested somebody because they were press. They arrested somebody that was out there reporting in press because they were being controversial. And I mean, is this where we're at now? If you are not if you are not controlled media, you might go to jail and might not even get out. I mean, half the people are out now that were involved in this, but yet, we're down to just a few that still sit in jail. And then I got people that are going to go, well, he's just getting some street cred. I just, at this point, I don't think so. I think this is, I really think that, I don't think he's FBI. I don't think Pete is FBI. I think Pete might just be a scoundrel. I don't know. But, that's not the discussion here. The discussion here is if you are media and you are not towing the line and you're not controlling media, there's a possibility you might just be arrested. Is that freaking right? And I don't care if it's Pete Santilli or me or anybody out there trying to report the cause. Our job out there is to chase the story, report the news, not make the news. I've said that again and again and again. And then I don't know what the hell the problem is with their moderators over there. I go over there and try to give them some kind of information. I get banned. Bam, 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 bam. And I got people coming to me because I talk to Jordan, I talk to Deborah Jordan every day about what's going on. And I got people coming to me as if I got some kind of inside track to get them banned. I don't have any inside track to get them banned. I can't get them banned myself. I can't even deliver even the most basic information over there. And then people come over and use my chat room as the Santilli complaint department. And I just need you to stop doing that, please. Because our chat room is not the Santilli complaint department. I have no inside track. Deb doesn't run that room. And Pete's obviously not running that room. There's some other dude running that room. He gave me some shit on some email, and I don't know. Maybe the actual FBI is the actual person running it, and he's being the handler. I have no idea. Y'all go make up whatever the hell you want. We all have our suspicions. We all got our suspicions. But think what you think what you want to think. I don't know. I'm going to try to call Deb and see if we got an update today. I think she might be busy. So we'll give a quick call. She might pop back in after I call. Sometimes she doesn't get to the phone fast enough and then pops back in on me. But this whole story is a huge story. In a lot of ways, because this puts me in a rather perilous position as a media network and a press person.
Hello, this is Deb.
Hey, Deb, how you doing? This is Nighthawk.
Hey, Nighthawk, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. Actually, I'm doing a short show called "The Strange Case of Pete" and why the hell they are keeping somebody in the press. In freaking jail. I'm getting every day. I almost hopped up at 3 a.m. and did a video on this just because I'm so pissed off about it. But do you have any?
You're not the only one. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Do we have any updates? Yeah, I wanted to bring you.
We do have updates.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to bring you in when I have no callers because if I bring you in when I got callers, everybody wants to talk. So it's just being you. So.
When, right now? Am I in the air right now?
Yeah, you're on the air with me right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just doing our daily update.
I'm on the air. Okay, you guys, so listen. Nighthawk, here's the story. We're determined to fight this. We're determined to fight. There is a message from Pete Santilli and and his attorney, and from me, and that is for everybody to stay calm. We are allowed to protest, we are allowed to speak, and we encourage everyone to speak in Pete's defense and his support. But what we don't want is for people, we ask people to please show restraint and not to do anything at all or say anything at all that may be perceived as threatening. And that's not only just for Pete's protection, that's for your protection too. We all need to be really cool about that, and so that, so that nobody gets in trouble here. And the U.S. Marshals don't feel threatened, okay? We really need for that message to be pushed out there. We're allowed to talk about this. We're allowed to talk about, how unfair it is, how biased it is, how ridiculous it is. We're allowed to protest it. Let's just not make any kind of verbal threat of any kind of violence.
I agree with you. It's kind of funny. About an hour ago, two guys in shirts and ties answered the door, and just the fact they threw him in jail, and me being, a journalism network and a press network, it made me paranoid, and I scared the crap out of two guys wanting to sell me a vacuum cleaner when I answered the door with an AK.
Yeah. Right.
This has become extremely concerning to me on all levels. And, we're actually in a law point. We've been out with our reporters out at LaVoy's funeral all day and talking to people. They're having services right now, and so I just figured I'd jump in here. I'd jump in here on the midpoint, and what I was, people. I was yelling at everybody for using my chat room as the Pete Santilli chat room complaint room. I think people think because me and you talk every day that I have some control over the chat room, and I keep telling them I'm banned over there too. So what am I? So, yeah. So
right, and those things are really hard. I'm the only person. I haven't been following the chat room in the last couple of days. I'll pop in, give some updates in there.
Right.
But here's the thing: if you're banned, I'm the only person who can unban you, and I have no clue who is banned and who isn't. And quite honestly, I don't have time to go in and unban.
Well, yeah,
if you want to be in that chat room, make a new account and go in and be nice.
Well, actually, I did, and I did that, and your moderator figured out who I was and banned me again.
Well,
Oh well, I
mean, seriously, that's their chat room. That's their chat room.
Yeah,
and I just don't have any control over it right now.
That's cool, and that's what I wanted everybody to know. That it's like you have better things to deal with than a YouTube chat room. My chat room, it just fills up with some of the vilest crap I ever seen. I've almost turned it off.
Sure.
Yeah, I've almost turned it off today because. When we're on doing the stuff from the funeral, we get people in there just saying some of the most vile things. And it's like, really, man?
Sure.
I mean, seriously, it's just a freaking chat room. Who cares? But anyway.
Which is, now why they're so hard on everybody. I mean, because, you do get to the point where you want to turn it off and you start banning people.
Exactly.
Because at that point, it's not about freedom of speech anymore. It's about people wanting freedom to slander and demonize and vilify and be nasty, and that's not what it's all about here. It's just not. And
exactly. I've said we have a chat room at the station, and we're a little rough on watching that. And people go, you're impeding my freedom of speech. I said, there's a big difference between impeding your freedom of speech and taking a crap on my coffee table.
That's right. Absolutely. You're not going to let somebody stand in your front yard and for very long and call you everything in the book and be hurtful. Right. For very long, you're just not going to. So.
Right. We all have a right to protect our own personal space. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got some guy wanting to sue us because one of my chat mods hatted him, which means that they silenced them. They can still read, but they can't talk. And that has been absolutely hilarious. But anyway, okay, thanks, Deb. And I'd like to get your email so I don't have to bug you every day. That way I can kind of let you know when we got something going on.
Sure. So go ahead and send any emails. Anybody can send these emails to Bunker. It's BUNKER at thePeteSantiliShow.com, and I'll get it.
All right, cool. That helps me a lot.
Okay.
All right, you have a great
Mm.
day, and hopefully things get better for you. This is just getting stranger, curiouser and curiouser, as Alice would say.
Right. Well, we have to remember that yesterday the judge told the prosecutor that he felt that their case against Pete Santilli was weak, as it pertained to him being a co-conspirator in the first place. He said that, and the attorney's all over that. The judge can't take that back. And then, he also, we have to also remember that out of 4.5 years, they went back and cherry picked, and a whole 4.5 years worth of words, not actions. Okay,
Right.
his words, and they're trying to use that to say that he's a violent person, even though he's never acted out violently toward anybody. He's told people he's going to punch them in the face if they get near him. He
Right.
has told them he would defend himself if they got near him. He's told law enforcement, which is in the state of Ohio, you are allowed to legally protect yourself, defend yourself if you feel threatened by a police officer. So that's why, excuse me, Ohio is a stand your ground state where Pete made a lot of these comments that they threw out there yesterday. So
Right. Yeah.
and then they said something. Then they said something about him saying that he had his guns buried and that he didn't turn them in when some douchebag put out a false restraining order against him.
Again.
So and Pete said, again, it's all words. Nobody's ever proven that he did anything, and they're using his words. What I'm telling everybody, and in the type of media that we're all in, do you really want this to stand? Whether you like Pete Santilli or not. If you don't like Pete Santilli, well, that's all well and good. But you're all activists. Even if you're behind your keyboard, you're speaking out and you're talking out against the overreach of this government, especially when it comes to the Second Amendment and First Amendment. People are all over that. If we weren't allowed to talk about that anymore, and we're not allowed to express our opinion, then we're not going to. There's not going to be any such thing as alternative media anymore. So before you come out and you speak out, and you're happy about what happened to Pete Santilli, and you say he deserved it because you don't like him, think about why they're doing this to him. And is there something in your archive, out of your many thousands of words, that you said that they can hold you accountable for just because they don't like you?
Oh yeah, actually I had somebody, and this is the reason, I used to do shows on Sunday, and I had somebody grab one of my archives that was, and I can do the same thing if I wanted to devote the energy, but took one of my archives and took something, the whole show. They grabbed very specific words and put them together to actually put out something that I never said.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
And and there are so many tools out there, audio tools, video tools. Just the common anybody that wants to learn how to do it can use that kind of stuff. I get.
And let me remind everybody, because you guys aren't here, and in the courtroom, what they did. They took an episode. They took when Pete was talking about, if federal agents came to my door in the middle of the night and they busted in my door, and he said that he would blow their balls off, right? The whole context of it would be we had a woman on the show, and she had just been SWAT teamed the week before by federal agents who drug her children out of bed at gunpoint, small children, right? They held guns on them just because a neighbor had given them a tip saying that they were drug dealers, and guess what? They were not. There were no drugs in the house, but they took their money out of their safe and kept their money. And so he was reacting to that. That's what he was talking about. Hey, look, if you come in my house in the middle of the night, right? It was all about the no-knock warrants and what the police state is doing. So none of us are going to be allowed to talk about that anymore. We're not going to be allowed to say we would defend ourselves from an unknown intruder, right? So he was speaking out against that, and that's what they're using against him.
Yeah, well, that just reminds me of a story that I'm glad I live in the state I live in and the county I live in, and I have a great sheriff. I had a Mexican guy at my back door. He had tromped around the whole house. At 3 a.m, I got up to get something. He was at the back door trying to break in, and I went to the door with a firearm, and I got him back. And then I called 911 and called the sheriff, and I said, I got this guy trying to break in the back door, and he doesn't seem to want to go away. And he says, do what you can do. We're busy on another call. Do what you can do to get him to go away. If he won't go away, call the morgue.
See, yeah.
That's exactly what he told me.
I don't know whether you guys are reporting this. This is on Kanab, Utah, right, where LaVoy Seneca's funeral is happening. The sheriff called all the local hotels and said, if any federal agents book a room in this hotel, I want you to tell me. So he's surveilling the FBI, and it's a great thing.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, actually, we reported that earlier. I think we did. I've been watching Dallas's reporting as he goes through the day. Plus, we have our own reporters out there. I sent somebody brand new to this as our camera person. Almost got herself in trouble by getting out of the press area.
Mm-hmm.
And things got a little weird. And then she got too close to the satellite truck, and it sucked the battery right out. It nulled her phone battery. And Yep. So anyway, folks, it's YouTube.com, Weaponized Talk Radio. We'll be reporting from Nub all day as things happen. The horse procession's getting ready to go down here. Not too far out. We're just not staying live stream all day because, it's like a fluid situation, and, there's things that are disrespectful for us to film. So anyway, continue, Deb.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, thanks a lot, Nighthawk, and I'll touch.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a lot, Deb. You have a great day. Or the best day you can, anyway. All right, good night. All right, so there's the report from Deb that people were asking me, well, if I'm going to talk about Pete, where's Deb's report? So there you go. There's Deb's report. So, all right, that's the end of that, and that's my opinion. But, I'm telling you what, I don't care who likes or dislikes Pete, quite honestly. I don't give a crap. And again, I've said many times, I don't like his reporting style, but that's just my problem. But the fact that they would put a press person, somebody that's in press, I've never seen him do anything but be a big mouth, but I've never seen him do anything to warrant him being in jail and not being allowed to come out until his trial. When the hell is the trial? The arraignment isn't even until February 23rd, I think, when I looked at the schedule. So that's the arraignment. When the hell is the trial? And why the hell wouldn't he be allowed bail? There's child molesters and murderers out there that can get bail. I even think Ted Bundy, the first time he got busted, had to bail him out. It was so obscene nobody could ever bail him out, thank God, but he still got bail. There's been no bail. This is a clear message from the federal government that if you don't follow and toe the line, you will go down and you will be made an example of. And this goes on and on and on and on again. And we see more and more examples of this. Out of control police, out of control governments, out of control, alphabet soup agencies. It just doesn't end. So anyway, peace be with you guys out there, and we'll be back as soon as we can with something. I just wanted to fill up some space here because I needed to anyway, and I've been wanting to say all those things that I've said about this issue and get them off my chest because I was really up till 3 a.m. just kind of steaming and thinking about all this. And I need my sleep, and I decided, no, if I do this now, I'm just gonna start cussing and being a retard and all that kind of stuff, and I'll just think about it and get my wits about myself, and then go to it. So anyway, that's this segment. I'm going to buffer out so we can archive this and get ready for the next segment from Knub or Nub or however. I've had 9 people tell me how to say Knub. I'm not really sure, but sounds like a Klingon verb. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll be back.